Started yet?
Oh, yeah.
All right, baby. Welcome back to BEG Wrestling. We are here. Instant live reaction. We're talking UNI, Oklahoma State, Penn State, Rutgers, folks. There was big matches tonight. Kevin is here. Cornell Kevin is here with us live. And, folks, before we get started, let me tell you something right now. This is an interactive show. This is an interactive program. The link to call in is in the description. Look, if you look down right below, by the way, like and subscribe also. But I see Matt Attack says Josh Barr is a beast. We're going to get into it. Your comments will be included as well. But, folks, we're going to get in. Feel free to call in. We're welcome to call-ins. And, folks, we got... Listen, we're partnering with USA Takedown Radio. Do you guys listen to radio? You better listen to radio. We're partnering with Takedown Radio, and Kevin, you know where that's out of? Do you know where that USA Takedown Radio is out of? In Iowa, folks. We're partnering with them. And also, I know a company that's got some big news right on the very near horizon. And you see this new hat I'm wearing? It's the first time I've ever not worn a BEG hat, Kevin. And you see this hat? Can you read it? It's called Claw Wrestling.
Claw
Wrestling got big stuff to come. But listen, that's not why we're here tonight, folks. But we're here for UNI, Oklahoma State mainly, but also Penn State, Rutgers. We're hoping my dad can join us tonight. He had some bad ham, Kevin. He texted us. He had some bad ham. So,
dude, sometimes you have some bad ham.
He literally said he ate bad ham. So, I don't know. Phone line's open, but, Penn State did win, what was it, 35-3 or something? With the only
35-3. Really
being Lillandale. We'll get into that. But first and foremost, Kevin, I think we need to get into the Oklahoma State and UNI duel. Let me tell you something right now, Kevin. First and foremost, I put up a poll like an hour ago. Who is the better coach, Doug Schwab or David Taylor? And right now, it's overwhelmingly Doug Schwab is getting the votes. But I know Oklahoma State won this. So, all right, let me throw it to you, man. Kick us off with your initial thoughts.
Well, Northern Iowa, they're awesome. That's why we have them ranked 4th in our dual polls, our dual rankings, because they're the real deal. And I'll tell you what, it started looking like everything was going their way right off the early weights. I must say, including the officiating, because I honestly, what was that with Fish? He had him flat on his back, and they're like, "Is that an escape? Is it?" I was dying. I was like, what are they doing? But you know what? Downey, man, that kid's got some balls, huh? He just was he's so hard to kick. He's just unbelievable. But
Downey.
Fish wrestled great.
But Fish prevailed there. That was an incredible match that, quite frankly, I felt like Downey was the underdog the entire match. Did you feel like that? Because that was not what the rankings really showed us.
Oh, yeah. Fish was definitely the underdog going into the match for sure. Downey only has one loss on the year, which he avenged, to Taylor. And he was second at CKLV. But I'll tell you what, Fish is just looking better and better. And I thought Fish could be good this year going down to 57, but initially he struggled a lot. And I think a lot of that had to do with the weight cut getting down there, but he looks a lot more comfortable with his weight now. And he looked tough. He dominated Downey on his feet, I thought, and Downey's really good on top. He couldn't get anything going from the top position, and he was spent at the end. When they went into overtime, I'm like, this is over. There's no way. Downey literally was hanging on his back like this at the end, trying to just let the time run out. And I'm like, they're going to have to drag him up and throw him in the center. Yeah, I'm like, he's spent.
You texted me that before overtime started. You said Downey's done. And, that was actually surprising to me. I picked Downey. I failed at that pick. But we did have Spratley over Trevor Anderson at 125. And then one pick that I was wrong, I actually picked Cale Hughes to beat Farber at 133. I was way off there, dude. Farber.
Yeah, me too.
This kid is rising, dude.
Farber.
I love that. And it was Happel over Jameson there, but that was just the first 3 matches, Kevin. Do you have any initial thoughts on those first 3?
Farber is looking better and better, man. Farber quietly is 10-3 right now, right? And he looked like a stud. I mean, and I do think I'm not going to make excuses, but Hughes, I think his shoulder's a little screwed up because when he was every time he got extended on a shot, he was done. He's got his shoulder all wrapped up there, but anytime he got extended on a shot, usually when I see him suck the shot up, he couldn't do it. He had no strength in that shoulder, it seemed like. But you know what? All credit to Farber, who's actually won 6 matches in a row. He's on a 6-match winning streak, and 4 of those guys are ranked. Yeah, 4 of the guys are ranked, and he took Corey Land's place because Corey Land was the starter until he got injured at CKLV, and now it's clearly Farber now. Farber's the man there.
Well, clearly, I mean, this kid's come out of nowhere, and I put up the poll of who's the better coach, Doug Schwab or David Taylor. And, regardless of the result of this dual meet tonight, Kevin, because I think there's a little discrepancy in who has some advantages and not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who would your vote go to? Because I'll tell you what,
Schwab.
The wide range public, folks, is going to Doug Schwab. It's like 80% vote right now, folks. But we'll get into this match. To Doug Schwab's credit, it was Cale Happel overtaking Jameson in sudden victory. Real Buto over Carter Young, but
Rebuilder didn't look that good. I didn't think. There was kind of some questionable calls on that one. And then there's a couple things, right? Okay, so for Northern Iowa to have won this meet, you had to take everything that happened, right? And you had to have Downey beat Fish, right? You had to have that happen. That makes the score 19-17, still Oklahoma State. And then you had to have Thompson not give up that major at the end. He didn't need to do that. He didn't need to go diving in for a shot at the end to give up the major because Amin wasn't going to shoot. We all know that. Amin just doesn't shoot. So that was kind of something that was. And then you needed to have Volker beat Serber. And that's exactly what you had to have. Even if
a long shot.
Even if Thompson gave up the major to Amin, you had to have Volker and Downey win. You have Volker and Downey win, all of a sudden it's 20-16 Northern Iowa. But that's not like that far off. I mean, the one match was in overtime, the other match was a 1 point. But you wrestle these matches again. I think that Oklahoma State could have won some of the matches that they lost too. So who knows?
No, they could have. But you know what? UNI, and to Doug Schwab's credit, they had the entire crowd show up. And he promoted it, dude. And he had the crowd show up. That was an environment, dude. That was an experience there they had tonight, dude. And it showed up. I mean, they lost, but, dude, credit to Doug Schwab. Our votes are going to Doug Schwab over David Taylor. Someone just thumbs down me for saying that. Can you believe that, dude? I literally just got a thumbs down.
I'll tell you what, it's not the first time we've gotten a thumbs down. It won't be the last. But a soundbite that I really liked from Doug Schwab was when they interviewed him after the national duels, right? And they were like, the announcer's like, so how do you feel about this being a mid-major thing? And he was like, mid-major? He goes, I get rid of mid-majors. He's like, we're one of the best teams in the country. We don't look at it like mid-majors. And I'm like, seriously, why would that guy ask that question? UNI is the 4th best team in the country in duels right now. And I think they showed it tonight, even in a loss. And I think
he absolutely did. And Doug Schwab is a dog, and UNI is a dog, dude. And that was a very disrespectful question. And I appreciate how Doug Schwab responded to that because, dude,
he goes, it kind of pisses me off.
Dude. If you're gonna show me that kind of disrespect, I appreciate that. Like, I would have went to bat for him as well. But I mean, dude, they showed up tonight against Oklahoma State, and It was impressive. They lost, but
yeah, they're right there. They're right there, man. And Oklahoma State. You want to get down to this Northern Iowa. All their guys are recruited. They recruited them all. They brought them all through their system. Oklahoma State, you got to realize that 6 of their 10 guys are from other schools. I mean, 6 out of 10.
That's the David Taylor
got the two
effect.
guys from Minnesota. Yeah, they got 2 guys from Minnesota
which takes me
2
real
years
quick,
ago.
Kevin, while we're on it. Okay,
Yeah.
I think we both agreed Doug Schwab's a better coach. Who's the better recruiter? I think we would probably both agree it's David Taylor. So David Taylor recruiting. So this is what we're experiencing now. There's different aspects in this college wrestling world now that we have to experience. Okay, there's coaching plus recruiting. You can't just be one. You have to be both. And quite frankly, if you're really great at one, recruiting, you might not even have to be that good at coaching, right? Am I wrong? It's a whole different world.
I see Schwab as one of those old time coaches that he's in the room with the guys going over drilling with them and stuff, and then I see David Taylor is going to be the kind of CEO, right? Where he's got really good assistants that are doing the coaching, but he's trying to make it big. He's trying to put a show on. He's trying to get the recruits, the money, the national duels. He's going to do a fantastic job at that. Of course, he already has.
Well,
but it's kind of 2 different styles you got there, and I respect both of them.
No, actually, I think you're spot on there. It is different. Schwab is running just a sturdy program. David Taylor's trying to build something bigger than wrestling, and I actually appreciate that. And it's not just David Taylor because it's Chad Richardson as well.
Yeah.
They're doing things, and I think they've already made people in Penn State fans a little bit uncomfortable right now, dude, right? Because this national duels now, if Penn State and Kale, they choose they don't want to participate, okay, that's fine, dude. But Oklahoma State's going to win the national duels championship, and then you can have the team championship, but then it's kind of a split championship, right?
It makes me wonder Zach, it makes me wonder how many, so say Cal and company don't want to do it, right? And you know what? That's their prerogative. They're going to go and keep on winning national championships. But you wonder if the kids at some point are going to be like, we could smoke everyone in this and we could win $200,000.
Okay.
And get that split up. I think they're going to be like, yeah. I mean, right now, yeah. Obviously, they could. They're smoking everybody. They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose maybe 10 matches total all year. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that they're definitely. But what I'm trying to say is, I think that how is that going to affect? It's going to come down to a little bit of the NIL thing, money. Okay, our kids might want to go to Oklahoma State because they're going to have opportunities to pad their wallet a little bit more. With national duels, they go there, they win. I don't know how the money's going to split up. I'm sure it's up to each program how they put the money into the school or the kids or what. But kids are going to get some of that money, you would think, that come from that national duels, right?
Well, it all comes down to money, dude. And, I see a lot of people commenting saying, Penn State, why doesn't Penn State send their second team? Maybe that's a second team incentive bonus, dude. But how much money does Penn State have? Because I'm just telling you, dude, from an outside fan perspective, and I'm just being as honest as I can be, I think the entire game has changed with David Taylor and Chad Richardson, because I think Penn State just got equaled up with money, and I think Iowa and what's his name just got equaled up with money, and I think for the first time in a long time, dude, someone just came with money, and all of a sudden, dude, you're seeing a lot of people getting out into these college NIL deals. An Ohio State football player just got offered $5 million to enter the transfer portal, okay? And Shane Gillis, a comedian, just said, okay, I'm going to do an entire show, and all the proceeds go to the NIL of Notre Dame. Dude, let me tell you something right now. Things are changing, folks, and they're going to change fast, and people with money are going to want to throw their balls around a little bit or throw their swag around a little bit. I apologize for, you know what I mean? They're going to want to throw it around a little bit and represent their program. things are changing, folks. People are going to start throwing money around, and this entire Penn State dynasty, I hate to say it, people in Penn State are going to, Jesse nicked me out there, and Penn State's just going to hate me, but it's like Rome. It's like Rome when I watch Rome. Guerrilla warfares are attacking, dude, and it's just slowly crumbling, and you really can't stop it, right?
It sucks for me as a Cornell fan because I don't know how in the world they've gotten the recruiting classes they have coming in. I don't know how. I mean, they got 8 out of the top 50 next year. 8 out of the top 50. When I don't want to talk crap about my team, but when I look at their school, I go to their matches, right? And you see it's a very small room. It's not really like electric, right? And it's just not, if I'm a recruit, I don't really, you got the Ivy League education. That's great. And it is a school that you can get the top-notch wrestling in the Ivy League. But if I were to go to an Oklahoma State dual meet and I see, I'm like, man, this is what I want to wrestle. Or even go to a Big Ten dual meet. I'm just surprised Cornell pulls in what they do, and I'm wondering if that's going to stop because I also know that they don't have an NIL thing going on, and it's just I'm really weary of what's going to happen.
Kevin, like Mike Gray, obviously an incredible recruiter, but you almost question like, is he a great coach? And I don't know, like because that recruiting class for what you just said.
It's sick, man. It's sick. 8 out of the top 50. And they would have had 9 out of the top 50 before Vega flipped. 9, that's crazy. That's 20% of the top 50. And think about that. There's 81 colleges, and they had 20% of the top 50. That's crazy. And then I'm already off to a good start for 2026, but I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. But this was an exciting dual meet. I loved it. I thought that it was a really good thing for UNI, even though they lost. I know, but it's kudos to them. Hats off to them. They do things the hard way. And how about Parker Keckeisen? He just smoked Dustin Plott. There's a huge gap between second and third at 184.
Here, we got a call in. Kevin, I got to pause you. Go ahead. Sir, who we got here? Cornell who?
Cornell who? Yeah. I mean, listen, you can recruit these guys. I keep hearing about these recruiting classes, but you got to wrestle once in a while. I mean,
I know.
Is Cornell? I mean, Cornell, they're a powerhouse, but I mean, I haven't seen them wrestle all year. Have you, Kevin? I can't believe you're still in power of the dead.
They haven't wrestled. It's horrible. I'll tell you what. And we're just finding out what guys are even in the lineup. And it used to be where last year they had one of the toughest.
Wayne needs to do an issue about the national duel, the Paycom duels, okay, and how Penn State's opted out, but Cornell's not even going to qualify.
What?
Wow.
I mean, are they going to be in the top 16 this year?
Heck yeah, they are. They haven't been out of the top. Kevin. They haven't been out of the top 10 in 20 years.
Oh.
20 years?
Top 10 Ivy League or the nation?
That's a fact. 20 years. It's been them and Iowa have the longest streak of being in the top 10.
All right. Listen, Cornell who? Final comments. By the way, I thought your name was Cornell who because I thought you were
Fellers.
It was a good duel. It was a good duel.
It was awesome, wasn't it?
It was fun to watch. By the way, I thought your name was Cornell who because you were concussed.
Cornell who?
Because that's kind of the common theme in Cornell, right?
I tell you what.
Bang!
You and I won all the tough matches except the fish match. When it came to the nut cutting.
All right.
Done.
All right.
Fish and who else? Well, what about they lost the Serber Volker match too. That was tough.
All right.
But only 2 of them, right?
Fellers.
I mean, Felter's facts.
Felter's facts.
Felter's facts. All right. Listen.
Let's see him.
Appreciate the call-in.
Let's hear him. Felters.
Oh, he's gonna fart. We got another call-in. I gotta switch it up. He's gonna fart in the phone. I see it coming. All right, there. Welcome, Sean. Sean, right? Sean, welcome to the show, man. Thanks for calling in. What do you got?
Oh, not much. Not a whole lot. Didn't get to see any of the UNI Oklahoma State duel, but yeah, looking through this, let me just pull this up here a second. Yeah, so just a couple interesting ones. Fish Downey, apparently, I guess I haven't seen it, but apparently
thank you for bringing that one up. Yes,
that had a wild ending.
Okay, was Fish not
Happy to see
dominant?
Caleb Fish. He's a local, kind of a local guy to my area, so happy to see him.
What's your area?
Out.
What's your area out there?
I live in Grand Rapids, Michigan. He's from Lansing-ish area, so you know, about like 35, 40 minutes away from where I live.
Shout out Grand Rapids, Michigan, folks. Okay, let's get some fans out there, man. Tell your friends to subscribe to PEG Wrestling, dude. Come on, man. What else you got, dude? Give us your thoughts.
So I just want to say, Michigan, what is happening with this program? I mean, they're I'm a Buckeye fan. Full disclosure, I am originally from Ohio, so I am a Buckeye fan here. So I generally don't get too worked up about Michigan struggling. But man, what? If you take away their transfers the last few years, what is this program? It's like Dylan Ragusin and a bunch of whatever. I mean, they basically got smacked by Nebraska tonight. Smacked.
They have two guys. They have three solid guys in their lineup, and two of them are transfers. You know, Cardenas and their heavyweight. Their heavyweight from Oklahoma, Cardenas, and then the 165-pounder's good. But yeah, it's an off year for them. You know, it happens. It's tough. And Bormet was awesome. We interviewed him. He was a great guy. I definitely didn't see this coming out of them.
That is what makes it tough.
Because I do like him.
We talked to Bormet. And we interviewed Bormet, and I like Bormet. But, I mean, to your credit and to your point, Sean, you know, what I'm seeing on the mat right now is not exactly what I want to see if I'm a Michigan fan, right? Like, and you are. So, I don't know. Is it coaching? Is it recruiting? Because obviously things are changing in the NIL landscape. So, money's being thrown around, but once they get into the program – do you know that program well enough? Or like once wrestlers are in that program?
Yeah, decently. The Cliff Keen program provides a lot of NIL opportunities. I think that's a big reason why they've been able to pull some of these transfers in the past few years. I mean, there's a lot of money and certain and a kind of support for the program. The energy in that arena tonight was dead. Tons of empty seats. I don't know if the fan base of school really prioritizes this wrestling above like hockey and basketball and these other sports. But I mean, like
hockey. Well, hockey I get in Michigan, but come on, basketball. Come on, folks.
I mean, seriously, it's a big deal. But I mean, like, yeah, I mean, both the Michigan programs are struggling big time this year, and it's kind of a shame to see. I don't know. I mean, this is one of the historically, I mean, in recent history, this has been one of the best school programs in the country. They won the Big Ten. They beat Penn State for a Big Ten title 2 years ago.
They just won a football championship. Michigan is almost the most historic program in the country. So, I mean, if anyone's going to figure it out, it's going to be Michigan. But obviously, as you're kind of, you know, alluding to, there's some struggles going on right now, like which every program encounters over time. You know, even the football program took John Harbaugh. Is Sean Bormet the man, in your opinion?
I mean, I thought he was doing just an outstanding job for a time there, but you know, things are changing right now. This is not a good look, and to be honest, Cornell Kevin probably has a better idea of this. Does Cardenas have just this 1 year of eligibility left?
Yeah. He only He only got 3 seasons in with Cornell, but this is his only other season, so he's only gets the 4 seasons. So this is his last year.
Okay, I do have a question about this. I've been meaning to ask someone who would know, and no one better than Cornell, Kevin. Apparently, Cornell the Ivy League has, fairly strict and kind of wonky rules around eligibility, and that's forcing a lot of these people to transfer out before their eligibility is up. Is that correct?
They have to, yeah, because if they can't graduate. So when the COVID thing happened, these kids were still going to school. So then they graduated. And as soon as they graduate, they can't wrestle. So Cardenas graduated, so he had to transfer. Chris Foca and Julian Ramirez, they had to take the first semester off because if they didn't, they would have graduated and they wouldn't have been able to wrestle. So yeah, they don't allow graduates to wrestle, grad students there in Ivy League schools.
Funky donkey Ivy League rules.
My question is, Yanni and Vito were at Cornell for like 8 years apiece.
They were there this is how it happened with them. They were there for 6 years. And what happened was one year was the COVID year, which they canceled the tournament, and they got an Olympic red shirt there, right? So then the second year, the Ivy League canceled the whole season, and the Olympics were moved to the next year. So they were allowed to take another Olympic shirt. So Yanni wrestled his true freshman year, true sophomore. Then he had his Olympic shirt, and then another Olympic shirt, and then he wrestled his junior and senior year. So he was there for 6 years. But he didn't. They're allowed to take Olympic shirts there, but they're not allowed to take red shirts. And he had to be very careful on the classes he take. He couldn't graduate in that time. He had to make sure he graduated in 6 years. Crazy, huh?
That is crazy. Well, that's a great clarification because I've been wondering that for quite a while.
It's funny that you say that, though, because the reason I say it like that is because Gable Steveson did an interview where he was like, it was with Clash of Combat, and he was like, look at how long it took Yanni to win 4 titles. Took him like 8 years. And then he's laughing. He goes, took him 20 years. And the thing that's funny is if he didn't take those Olympic shirts, he wouldn't have, he took 1 Olympic shirt, and then the NCAA canceled their season, and then the next year the Ivy League canceled their season. So it's not like he could even help it, and he did it in 6 years. And meanwhile, you got Gable coming back for his 7th year, trying to win 3 titles. So
Sean,
who's a hypocrite?
Sean, let me tell you something. Kevin's been waiting for so
long. I've been dying to say that.
To take that shot at Gable in Yanni's behalf for so long now. And
thank you, Sean.
He finally just got that opportunity. You granted him that opportunity. But, Sean, listen, man, I appreciate you calling in, man. And
one last thing. What do the Buckeyes need to do? What do the Buckeyes need to do to pull off the upset tomorrow? What needs to happen for them?
They have to win. They have to win big at 125. They need bonus points at 125. Bouzakis has to beat Ayala. They have to absolutely get a pin at 141, and they have to hope that Teamer doesn't wrestle, or that he's really he's not in shape. They got to hope he's not in shape.
Or Teamer comes out and gets hurt and can't finish and results in 6 for Ohio State.
Yeah,
that's actually a real possibility, folks. Because it's a little too early. Anyway.
I don't like the fact that they have Sasso at 57 and Gallagher at 65. I don't like that. I know there wasn't a good answer to that, but I'd rather seen Gallagher at 57 and I don't know. It's Sasso. It's a tough situation. It's not like you don't want to see him in the lineup.
I'll tell you this now. Sorry, Kevin, to cut in early. Sean, first of all, you've been incredible calling. By the way, you should call in again in the future.
Thank
I
you.
hope you're calling again in the future. But great question. I would say, listen, if they send Teamer out, people are going to expect points out of Teamer, and I could see him getting injured early, re-injuring a hamstring. We've talked about hamstrings, folks. It's not something you want to mess with early. Could that change the entire forecast of the season for Iowa? Literally tomorrow, right? Tomorrow night folks. Unbelievable. We'll see. We'll find out.
Yeah, I
right?
mean, like I don't want to win by the guys getting hurt, by anyone getting hurt.
No,
And
but I'm saying this is a
certainly
real
not
question.
someone certainly not someone as accomplished and worthy as a Ja'Cory Teamer. Definitely not wishing any ill will.
No. It's going to be a good. I'll tell you what. Ohio State is tough in a duel. They're tough, very tough in a duel. When you go up and down their lineup.
And a big monkey wrench. I could see Rogotsky catching Arnold or possibly Ferrari, whoever goes for them. Like, I think that's a real threat.
I think
that's his thing.
Yeah, he's a pinner, and they would definitely need that to happen too. And they need Feldman to win big. It's a lot of ifs, but it's going to be a fun duel to watch regardless. Absolutely a fun duel to watch.
Awesome. Thank you for your time, guys. I really
thanks a lot. Thanks for calling in, Sean. We really appreciate your questions, buddy.
Yeah,
thanks for watching.
Incredible, dude.
No problem.
Call in again soon.
Yeah, you guys do a great job. I've been watching you guys for a long time. So.
All right. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks a lot, bud.
Okay.
Much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you, Sean. And listen, I guess Kevin, we'll wrap up the the Penn State match here. I guess to finish this out, really.
Right, Luke Lilladell lost his first match of his collegiate career. Lost to a tough Peterson. If you would have asked me before the duel, if you're going to say that there's going to be 3 points on the board for Rutgers, I would have probably said Dylan Shawver. I would have said Shawver won then. I was kind of surprised to see Lilladell lose. However, I will say that he's got to come up with some more offense if he's going to place high at NCAAs. You know what I mean? It's hard to win that many matches in a row when you don't have a big offense going.
Well, can I say this? Luke Lilladell?
Yeah.
I was one match off with my prediction. He's a freshman, dude. He's going to lose. And it was his first. I was one match off. And I should have known that because his first big road match, Kale's going to have him mentally prepared. But I should have known it was his second big road match that would be the letdown for a freshman. No, I'm dead serious, dude. I'm dead serious. It's the second one. That's the letdown, dude. And talk to any football team in the NFL. It's always the game after, dude. That was Luke Lillendahl. This was the match.
Trap game.
This was a trap match for Luke Lillendahl, I must say. So I'm not taking away a lot from that. But I am taking a little bit away from, like, is my boy Levi Haynes, is he stuck on marriage now, dude? Like, come on. What the heck happened to Levi tonight in K-Zach? Come on, what? What happened to the big dogs in Penn State?
It was kind of surprising because you see the guys blowing through tech, and those two, I was kind of surprised to see that they didn't bonus their guys, to be honest with you. And then when I saw Barr, it was 0-0 at the end of the second, and he just explodes for 22 points in the third period. Is he not in shape or what? Is he not in shape or what?
I was going to say, Josh Barr was going to my final comment, that Josh Barr look out. And I think my dad said earlier before he ate bad ham. Did you hear he had bad ham?
Yeah, what does that even mean?
Have you ever ate bad ham?
I didn't know ham went bad.
I know. That's what he said anyway. Yeah, he said he now officially puts Josh Barr in his top 3. Like, it's not possible for Josh Barr to finish lower than
Josh Barr, we have him ranked 3rd right now in our rankings, which are up, folks. If you want to take a look at them, I know I struggled to put them up this week, but we added a couple new columns to it, so deal with it. No.
There we go.
But you know what? Cardenas and Buchanan, I'll tell you what, when they wrestle Josh Barr, they better have a big lead going into the third period, because they're going to be in for a maniac with all the endurance in the world, and they just better be ready. And I'm looking forward to seeing those matches for sure. And he's been a heck of a story, and
hold up.
Brings another stud. Yeah.
What's the countdown to Iowa Penn State? It's like, what, 9 days, 10 days?
What's the dates today?
Let me tell you something, folks. You're gonna. Austin and
It's like a week.
By the way,
a week away.
Bar is a bad ham. Dude, kudos to that comment, Austin N, dude. Incredible comment. But listen, let me tell you something, folks. You're gonna want to fasten up for Penn State, Iowa. Let me just tell you that. Let me just tell you that right now. I'm telling you that right now. And that's in, 10 days? Tonight was incredible wrestling.
And there was a lot of good matches tonight. And by the way, shout out to Cleveland State, who I got back here. Cleveland State
what's going on with that, dude? Are we going to have to pull a cable?
They won both their dual meets. They won both their dual meets today in dominant fashion. They won over Bloomsburg 40-0, and they won over Clarion 24-10. So good job, Cleveland State.
Hold up, dude. Is this the program that's canceling? Is this that program?
They're screwed.
Yeah, I've read
they're
about
really,
this. They're
really screwed. They're really screwed. It's not just them. It's the whole college.
Are we about to have to pull another Campbell on these dudes? I'm telling you right now, dude. Let me drive out to Cleveland State. By the way, I seen. Shout out Willie. He posted. It's like 45 minutes, dude, from where the national championships are supposed to be held.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he said, if they cancel that program, pull them from that city. I will promote pulling that from that city if that program cancels that wrestling program. I mean, that only makes sense, right? You're going to cancel a program, 30 minutes.
It sucks, dude. It sucks because the whole college is screwed. The whole college is screwed, And by the sounds of it, it sounds like the whole college is in debt, and they're hiring people to come in to try and see where to cut money. But you've gotten a program that's like breaking even. You know what I mean? That's not going to do anything. And they don't have a football team. They don't have any. Their whole college is in debt, but it's not because of the sports. It's because of the whole system there. And that's why I don't think this one is going to be savable, and it sucks, man.
So that could
Cleveland
just be
State,
a whole bad program.
Look at the area it's in, man. Look at the good wrestlers that come out of there. It's like when Fresno State lost theirs. It's like, look at the good wrestlers there. You hate to see that. It sucks, man. It just
sucks.
Well,
if that's bad management, bad business, that's a whole different story. Christian B. commented they're cooked. If that's something beyond wrestling, that's bad management. I don't think we can help that because that's
there's nothing there, dude. It's nothing there. I'm still gonna give them. You know what? I feel bad for the guys that are on the team right now, so I'm still gonna support them. I'm gonna shout out every time they win because they're still putting the singlets on, going out there and wrestling. And they got this big black cloud over them. But hey, 40-0 and 24-10, two big dual wins tonight. Good job, Cleveland State.
Yeah, I mean, shout out, dude. They're still literally showcasing what wrestling's all about, which is fighting up until the end, dude. They're going out there, they're winning matches. That's kudos, dude. And folks, Kevin, what are your final thoughts here? Do you have any other thoughts here on these dual meets?
Just some quick rundown. Nebraska over Michigan 38-6, Illinois over Maryland 33-7. We got Iowa State over Oklahoma, 25-6. Virginia Tech over Duke, 32-15. And Penn over Columbia, 24-20. And that's about it. A couple other ones, but so that's a rundown. Tomorrow we got some good stuff on deck there for sure.
I had two screens going. I had the UNI, Oklahoma State, Penn State, Rutgers, and everything else I'm going to have to catch up on. But that's kind of the problem with wrestling. Why is there not a red zone? Okay, that's imagine Wrestle Madness gets to the point.
Oh man, that would be sick.
FanDuel and DraftKings, and then Flow or whoever it is gets to the point of a red zone, and then we have basically the equivalent on DraftKings and watching red zone on football, but in wrestling terms, that would be. I mean. We're going to get there. I truly believe we'll get there, folks. We are going to get there. And how incredible. Because I can't watch all these matches.
A headache. Dude, it's a headache. Is it the Big Ten or it's Big Ten Plus?